power yoga. So we are going to be working on the shoulders today. Hopefully it feels nice. I'm wearing my Posture Matters shirt. So if you have any questions, I always encourage them, during class or after class. I like to help you move better. My name is Brittany, and I am certified in Lit Yoga, and it's a physical therapy form of yoga. So it might be a little bit different than what you're used to in terms of vinyasa style, but it's still just as sweat-inducing and, in my opinion, makes the body feel better. So that being said, today's class is called Scapular Divinity. It has made a couple of appearances on this platform before, and it is one of my favorite classes because it makes my shoulders feel very nice. So let's begin in a seated position. You can sit on a block or not. And I just want you to feel where your shoulders are when you sit. So do they feel like they're rounding forward? Do they feel like you're leaning to one side? And just begin to breathe. Taking a breath in, feeling the way your ribs expand, and maybe if your shoulders move as your ribs expand. And then exhale. Good. 2 more breaths in. And exhale. Last one. And begin to roll the shoulders one at a time. So the right shoulder rolls back and then the left shoulder rolls back. And just move and notice, does it feel stiff? Does it feel restricted? Hi, Angela. And we'll remember this feeling because we're going to do it at the end of class. So we want to notice how well they move now. Good. And let's come on to the back. If you have 2 blocks, you're more than welcome to use them. If you do not, then you can just lie down on your back. So I'm going to take these 2 blocks. I'm going to put my shoulder blades right here. And then use my other block as a pillow to rest my head upon. And then the arms reach away as we start to open up the chest here. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Maybe you start to feel this opening in the front of the chest. If you're lying down on your back, you can just goalpost your arms and still feel that opening. So you don't have to have blocks to feel this feeling. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. 2 more breaths. So we're really focusing on opening in the beginning so we can build strength later on in class. Last breath in. And exhale. Roll off your blocks and just place them to the side. And then let's set up for glute bridge. So bring the hands to the low belly. Start to draw the glutes in. Push down through your feet and lift your hips 2 to 3 inches off the floor. So I'm staying low. Feeling the glutes work, the low belly work. And then reach your hands up towards the ceiling so the palms face each other. Make sure your chin is not lifting. And then we're going to protract the scapula. So reach your fingers higher towards the ceiling so your shoulder blades come away from your spine. And then exhale, tap your shoulder blades to the mat. Reach those fingers up towards the ceiling. Really press down through your upper back. And then bring your scapula back to neutral. Reach, push down, bring it back to neutral. Last one. Reach those fingertips away and then bring them back to neutral. Bring the hands to the low belly and lower your upper back, middle back, and lower back to the floor. Good. From here, keep the feet on the floor hip distance apart, but bring your hands behind your head. Elbows point up towards the ceiling. Lean your head back into your hands. Let me move this. Take a breath in, fill the lungs. And on your exhale, draw down through the low belly and lift your head and shoulders off of the mat. So you're leaning your head back into your hands so you're not overly using the throat. And then inhale, lower down. Exhale, come up. Good. From here, reach the left hand up towards the ceiling. So we're feeling that protraction of the shoulder blade reaching away. And then bring the shoulder back to neutral. Bend your elbow and push your elbow down into the mat, staying off of the shoulder blade. So it's real hard. Bring the hand behind the head, lower down. Exhale, come up. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Right hand reaches up, and then bend your elbow and push your elbow down into the mat, still drawing down through the low belly. Yes, that looks great. Good. Bring the hand behind the head. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, come up. Left hand reaches. Bend your left elbow. Push it down into the mat. Good. Feel that shoulder blade on your back. Good. Hand behind head, lower down. One more time. Exhale, come up. Right hand reaches. And then push the right elbow down. Good. Hand comes behind head. Inhale, lower down. Separate your feet mat distance apart. And allow your knees to fall towards the left. So you're pushing through the inside edge of your right foot so my right knee doesn't collapse down all the way. Good. And then from here, reach the arms out to a T. And let's draw some circles with our right arm. So sweep the right arm across your body, over your left arm, up overhead, and then all the way around to the right. Let's do 3 more of those. Sweep it around, up and over, and all the way to the right. So big circles. If it's too much, make your circle smaller or don't go as big. Last one, sweep it out and around. And then bring the knees back up through center. Turn them towards the right. Push through the inside edge of the left foot. Start to circle the left arm over the left hip, over the right arm, and then up overhead. Good. 3 more. Use your breath to help you open up. Breathe in. Good. And then come back through center. And then from here, come on up to your hands and your knees the best that you can. Hands are under the shoulders. Knees are under the hips. So this is where we start to feel those shoulder blades work against gravity now. So feel them on your ribs, on your back. Draw in through the low belly. And we're going to do these little push-ups. So we're not bending the elbows, but we're melting our heart downwards towards the floor. And then pushing back through the hands to puff up through the shoulders. So I'm melting my heart down. It's going to feel really weird. And then straightening them, because we don't do this movement often. But it's not a cat-cow, but it's basically you're feeling the shoulder blades come together on the mat by dropping the chest down and then straightening and bringing it back up. So do a few of these. Try not to move the low back. Keep the head lifted. Good. Last one. Good. Come on up. Lower onto your elbows this time. Moving into dolphin. You can interlace your fingers. Elbows under the shoulders. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, round the back like a scary cat. Drop the gaze to look at your kneecaps. And then lift your hips off of the floor, keeping the knees bent. And just pause here. An alternative to this is down dog. So if you want to do down dog right now, you can. And you can stay here or walk your feet a little bit wider apart. Lean into that right shoulder, that right elbow, and maybe you bring your left fingertips to the floor. So we're doing a right forearm dolphin. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then switch sides. Left elbow comes down. Right fingertips come to the floor. Draw up in the low belly. Again, you can have both elbows down if needed. Good. And then lower your knees to the floor. Rest in a nice child's pose. Palms face up away from the body. Maybe your forehead rests on a block or the mat. Breathe in, fill the ribs. Maybe reach them away from the floor. Exhale, a nice sigh out. Good. And then from here, come on up to stand. Using those glutes. Come on up. Okay. Let's see. I'm referring to the chat. Oh, I can see you now. Can you see me? I can see you. Hopefully it started. Okay. If not, hopefully one of the tech support people will be able to help you. All right. At the top of the mat, find neutral. So if you notice your tailbone is lifting and your legs are locking out, can you soften them? Arms are down by the sides. On your inhale, reach the arms out in front of you and then up overhead. So we're stretching out the sides of the body. Exhale, hands come to hips. Bend the knees to help you sit back and bring the hands to the floor. Step your right foot back, lower your right knee underneath your right hip, untuck your toes. Inhale, come on up. So we're in a stacked position, 90-90. Right glute is working, and then inhale, arms reach up. Feeling the ribs are drawing in and spacious as you breathe. Inhale. On your exhale, hands come to the floor, step back into high plank. Lower the knees. As you lower, feel those shoulder blades come down onto the back. Inhale, lift the heart just a little bit. So even here, can you keep the back of the neck long and start to open up through the front of your chest? Lower halfway down, engage the core, engage the glutes to help you push up onto your knees and lift the hips into down dog. In down dog, have those knees as bent as they need to be. Step your right foot forward. Lower your left knee. Inhale, come on up. Feel that left glute work. Arms reach up. Again, focus on finding space. Feeling that left glute work. Good. Last breath in. On your exhale, fingertips come to the floor. Step forward. Use your glutes to help you come up with a flat back. Arms reach up. Exhale, sit back in the hips. Hands to the floor. Step your left foot back this time. Lower your left knee. You can keep those toes curled under. And then inhale, come up. This time the hands interlace behind the back on the sacrum. So right there on your low back, fingers are interlacing. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. But also feel the ribs draw in. So if you squeeze them and then this happens, we don't want that. Feel the ears pull back. Last breath in. And then on your exhale, hands come to the floor. Step back into high plank. Glutes are on, core is on. Lower your knees. Slowly lower to the floor. Inhale, baby cobra. Lift the heart, shoulder blades pull together. Exhale, zip up the front to help you push up and back into down dog. Step your left foot forward. Lower your right knee underneath the right hip. Hands interlace behind the back. Breathe here. Find space. Shoulder blades pull together. Squeeze that right glute. On your exhale, fingertips come to the floor. Step your right foot forward. And use your glutes to come all the way up to stand. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. If you would like to get a drink, you are more than welcome to. Otherwise, we're starting the first sequence. Let's do it. Here we go. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, sit back in the hips. Fingertips can come to blocks or the floor. From here, step the right foot back and hold. So here, feeling the core working, the right glute working. You're going to hover your fingertips off the floor and then turn your palms to face each other like we did in bridge. So you should feel a lot of stability happening on this left leg. Try not to let it cave in. From here, start to pull the shoulder blades together on the back and then let them release. Pull them together and let them release. Making sure that core is working the whole time. Last one, pull them up and then bend your elbows and pull them back and hold here. Lower your right knee to the floor and then inhale, goalpost your arms. So while here, feeling the core working, the glutes on, and the shoulder blades are just holding strong on the mat or on the back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Last one in. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back into quadruped. So knees come underneath the hips. From here, feel that the hands are doing this on the mat without moving. So I'm keeping my hands where they are, but trying to spin the mat apart. Pull the hands towards your knees. And then pick up the low belly. Step the right foot back to plank. The left foot back to plank. Notice if this is hard as heck. Lower your knees. Lower slowly to the floor. Hands come onto the low back. Maybe like you're tucking them into your back pocket here. And try to push that butt away from you. So push it down towards your heels. Engage the glutes and low core and inhale, lift your heart. Feeling the shoulder blades squeeze together. Maybe the legs lift here. Back of the neck is long. And then lower. Hands come under the shoulders. Push up onto your knees and then lift up into down dog. Walk your feet in a half step. Find your breath here. Let's do some shoulder shrugs. So shrug your shoulders up towards your ears and then let them fall down the back. Shrug them up towards the ears and then bring them down the back. Good. We'll do a few more of those. And then pause, find a middle ground, and walk your toes forward towards your hands. Keep the knees as bent as they need to be. And then use your glutes to help you come all the way up. Reach the arms up. Exhale, sit back in the hips, fingertips to the floor. Step the left foot back. Pause. Feel this left glute work, the core work, and then hover the fingertips off the floor. An alternative to this is keeping the left knee down. So if you're feeling unstable in that right leg, you can always lower the left knee. Start to shrug the shoulders together and let them go. Together, let them go. So we're trying to get the shoulders to move. Last one, pull them up. Bend the elbows, pull them back. Good. Lower the left knee. Inhale, arms open up to goalpost. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Left glute is working. On your exhale, hands come down, step into quadruped. Feel those hands dial out. So we're trying to spread the mat apart by pushing the hands like that. But they're never going to move. Pull the hands towards the knees and then pick those ribs up. Back of the neck is long. Left foot steps back into plank. Right foot steps back into plank. Lower your knees. Lower slowly to the floor. Hands go into the back pockets. Inhale, lift the upper back, the legs, but feel that the core is trying to pull away from the floor. Maybe the core is trying to pick up into those hands. And then lower slowly. Hands come under the shoulders, push up onto your knees, and lift up into down dog. Walk your feet in, half step. Shrug the shoulders. So we're gaining some elevation in our shoulders. Our shoulders are supposed to lift when we reach them up overhead. Last one. Good. Walk the toes forward. Bend the knees. Rest your ribs on those thighs. And just pause here. And forward fold. You can have your hands on a block, or you can grab them behind the legs like I did. Shake your head yes and no. Breathe into your ribs. And then use your glutes. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Good. Get a drink if you need one. But we're going to move on to Sun Sal 1. Here we go. Let's see, how much time? Okay, let's do 3 of them. Repetitive movement. Here we go. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, sit back in the hips, hands come to the floor. Step or jump back into high plank, holding it together like we have been for our other ones. So the glutes, core, feeling those hands dial out. And you can lower in one piece or lower the knees and lower to the floor. Inhale, baby cobra or full up dog. So I'm going to stick with baby cobra, but if you're familiar with full up dog, go ahead and do it. Engage everything to help you push up and back into down dog. Take a big breath in down dog. Knees bent as much as they need to be. And on your exhale, draw in that low belly to help you step or jump towards your hands. Use your glutes, come up with a flat back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sit back in the hips, hands come to the floor. Step or jump back into high plank. Lower. Inhale, baby cobra or full up dog. Exhale, down dog. Walk your feet in a half step. Shake the head yes and no. And at the bottom of your next exhale, step or jump towards your hands. You have 1 more. Use those glutes, reach it up. Exhale, down dog. Walk your feet in a half step. Shake the head yes and no. And at the bottom of your next exhale, step or jump towards your hands. You have 1 more. Use those glutes, reach it up. Exhale, down dog. Last one, exhale, sit back in the hips, hands to the floor. Step or jump back into high plank. Feel strong and solid in your plank. Lower. Inhale, baby cobra or full up dog. And then exhale, down dog. Walk your feet in a half step, take a breath in. Sorry. Woo. Left leg lifts to the height of the left hip. Exhale, step it as far forward as you can and come up into left crescent lunge. All right, we're off the hands. Feels good. Find a neutral pelvis. So if you feel like you're tilting a lot, bend that right knee. Just pull the front of your body up. From here, hands come to the shoulders. And just roll the elbows back one at a time. So as you roll them, your ribs roll. And find a breath that's comfortable for you. Good. Last one. Right elbow reaches forward. Left hand comes behind the back. Right arm reaches up. Hold these ribs in. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, side bend to the left. Okay. My battery is dying. All right, I will fix it in a moment. All right, from here, exhale, left hand to the floor, left knee to the floor, quadruped. We're going to puff the scapula. So melt the heart down and come back up. So we're familiar with these. Go ahead and do a few of those back and forth. Okay. And then from here, pause, find a middle ground. So we're not overly puffed, we're not overly melted down, we're somewhere in the middle. And then step back into plank. Lower, all the way to the floor. Goalpost your arms. You can keep the forehead on the floor, or you can lift it. Inhale, only lift your upper body though. So if you keep the head Why aren't we working? All right. Give me one moment. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Okay, I found the bad egg. Let's do the other side. I'm sorry. Got multiple batteries. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Step your left foot back. So coming into crescent lunge on the right side. Find your neutral pelvis. Left glute is working. Hands cup the shoulders. Roll those elbows. Roll the shoulders within. As you move, your ribs kind of move. And try not to let that front leg move. Good. Left elbow reaches forward. Left arm reaches forward. Right arm comes behind the back. So right hand is on the sacrum, or making sure that left glute is working. Left arm reaches up, and exhale, side bend to the right. Let your right ear fall to your right shoulder. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come on up. Left hand comes to the floor or a block for tilted crescent. Right arm reaches up. You can also lower the left knee. Let your left ear fall to the left shoulder. Feel that your left shoulder is strong and supporting you here. Let your gaze look down towards your right big toe. And then from here, lower your left knee if it's not already lowered underneath the left hip. Slide your right leg towards the back of the mat. So I will turn to face you. Hands come to the ribs. Pull them in. So we don't want them going forward. Hold them in. And then bring your right hand to your left shoulder. Option to lift the right leg. Good. Hold your core strong. Use that low belly. And then from here, right hand comes down. Right toes come down. Step back into plank. Lower all the way to the floor. Inhale, arms goalposts. Lift up. Your forehead can also be on the floor, but just feel those glutes working. Breathe in. And then hands come underneath the shoulders. Push up and back into down dog. Maybe notice that you feel a little lighter, a little freer. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Keep your right hand on the floor. You can also be on a block. Bend your right knee. Inhale, peel the left arm open. Let your ear fall to your bottom shoulder. Bend the left knee. Left hand comes down. Right arm peels you open. Good. And then exhale. Right hand comes down. Use the glutes. Inhale, come on up. All right. Hopefully feeling a little bit more open. Let's add it all together. Top of the mat. If you needed water, you can go grab it. I'm going to move the mat. All right. Inhale. Arms reach forward and then up. Do you feel a little taller? Exhale, sit back in the hips. Fingertips to blocks or the floor. Step your right foot back. Engage that core and hover your torso over the left thigh. Arms are off of the ground. Here we go. Start with those shoulders together. And then shoulders together, elbows bend. And then you can straighten them out. Bend the elbows, reach the fingertips to the floor. So it's a 3-step process. It's shoulders, elbows, pinkies. Shoulders, elbows, pinkies drag back. Last one. Pinkies reach back and hold. Draw in that low belly. And then lower the right knee to the floor. Arms reach up. Left hand comes behind the back. Right arm reaches higher. If you know your ribs are coming forward, take the left hand to them. Pull them back. And then replace your left hand. Good. Side bend to the left. Inhale, come on up. Let's turn to the right side of the mat. So you're lifting and turning to the right. Feet are parallel. I will turn to face you to show you this. Hands to hips. Sit back and bend your right knee. Sit back and bend your left knee. So as you do this, you can keep the hands where they are, or if you want a little bit more structural integrity, reach your hands out to a T and really hold those ribs in. Good. Last one. Let's turn to the left, back towards the front of your mat. Hands land, step back into plank. You can stay in plank, or let's make it more challenging. Lift your right toes, lower them. Lift your left toes, lower them. So we're kind of walking in our plank, holding the core strong. Good. Lower the toes, lower the knees, lower all the way to the floor. Locust, you can do regular locust, or again, goal post your arms. Back of the head is long, glutes are on. Last breath in. Exhale, hands come to the floor, push up into down dog. Hands can be on blocks here in your down dog. We're doing a little bit of a dance. Right leg lifts to the height of the right hip. Step your right foot halfway to your hands. So if that's hard work, then that's why we use blocks. Lift your left leg. Let's repeat this process. So left toes down, right leg goes back up, and you're in down dog again. Right foot steps halfway forward, left leg lifts. Lean into your hands. Left toes down, right leg lifts. Last one, right hand down, left leg lifts. Lean into your shoulders here. Pause. And then maybe you lift up for airplane, or your left toes land and you can be in tilted crescent. So either your left toes are lifted or they're on the floor. Hands can be behind you. Left toes land. Turn to the left side of your mat for goddess. So look at your knees. Make sure they're in line with your feet. So if they're caving in, we don't want that. Right hand to the front, left hand to your back. Draw the front up, tuck the back down, and then from here, roll your shoulders. Check in. How do they feel? Maybe they're a little bit less poppy. Here we go. Turn to the right for twisted crescent. Turning, left hand lands, right arm reaches up. You can also lower the left knee. Breathe here. Almost done with this side. Good. Lower the left knee underneath the left hip. We're familiar with this modified side plank. Slide your right leg towards the back of the mat. Right arm reaches up. If you want to bring your right hand to the left shoulder, you can. You're lifting the right leg. Keep those ribs in. Keep your glutes working. Good. Right hand lands, right knee lands. Let's do some cat-cow. Inhale, pull the heart forward, head lifts a little bit. Exhale, round the back, maybe come up onto your fingertips, tuck the chin. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, scary cat. Good. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. After your last exhale, lift up and back into down dog. Step your right foot as far forward as you can. And then hover the fingertips off the floor. Pause here. You can start those shoulder blades pulling together on the back. And as they pull, then the elbows, then the pinkies. Then the elbows, then the shoulders. Shoulders, elbows, pinkies. Maintaining that core. So don't let your ribs fall. Last one. Kick the pinkies back. Lower the left knee. Inhale, arms reach up. Oh, that feels yummy. Right hand comes behind the back. Get that left glute on and side bend to the right. Inhale, engage the core, come back up through center. Hands to hips. Turning to the left side of your mat. So lift and turn. Feet are parallel. Start those side lunges. So sit back in your hips. Alternate knee bends. And what you want to make sure is that the knees aren't going over the toes. So as you move, just making sure you have full sight of those toes. Good. All the way towards the front of the mat. So turn to the right. Plank pose. Stay in plank. Or you can lower to your forearms and walk it out here. Right toes lift, left toes lift. Holding it together through your center. Breathe in. Breathe out. Woohoo! And then lower to the floor. Goal post your arms. Inhale. Feel that the heart is more open. The shoulders have the strength to lift you up. And then hands come underneath the shoulders. Zip it up in the front to help you lift up into down dog. Let's do that little dance. Left leg lifts to the height of the left hip. Step it halfway to your hands. Right leg lifts off the floor. Right toes land. Left leg returns to three-legged down dog. Two more. Left foot steps. Right leg lifts. Lean into your shoulders. Woo. Right toes land. Left leg lifts. Last one. Left foot steps halfway forward. Right leg lifts and pause. Feel the stability on that left leg, and then maybe you hover your fingers off the floor. Maybe they come by your side. Maybe your right toes land because you need a little bit more stability right now. That's okay. And then let's lower the right toes, open up to the right side of your mat for goddess. Pull the front up, the back down, roll it out. Breathe in, breathe out. Here we go. Turning back to the left towards the front of the mat for twisted crescent. Right hand down, right knee can be down. Left arm reaches up. Right knee can also be lifted. Let your ear fall to your shoulders. Take a breath in. Exhale, try to pull your ribs away from that inner thigh. Good. And then from here, lower the right knee underneath the right hip. Slide the left leg back. Left hand can cup the right shoulder. Maybe lift your left leg, holding it here in modified side plank. And then from here, lower the left hand, lower the left knee. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Good. One more in. And exhale. Good. From here, turn your fingers back to face towards you. Bend your elbows. So we're not putting a lot of weight in the hands. It's just back and the knees. Bend your elbows here. And really arch back into your upper back. Good. Feeling that opening. Inhale. Do a baby cow. It's not going to be a big movement. Exhale. Round that upper back. Really open the mouth and just exhale a sigh. Shake the head yes and no. Good. Return the hands back to normal. This time we're going to turn them to face up. So again, not a lot of weight. So the backs of our hands are on the ground. And then pull your hands apart. So we're getting a little gapping in the wrists. I know we worked on the wrists a lot today, so it's nice to give them a little love. Good. And then from here, bring the hands back into quadruped. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, thread it underneath of you. For thread the needle. Left ear can come down. Left shoulder comes down. Maybe walk your right fingertips to noon on a clock. So walking them forward. If you want a little bit more of a twist, bring your right knee closer to your left knee. And if you want more of a neck stretch, you can tuck your chin a little bit and look up underneath your right armpit. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel that with every breath, you're giving your shoulders a little bit more room. And then right hand slides in, push into it, come on up. And switch sides. So right arm reaches up, inhale. Exhale, thread it underneath. Walk the left fingers up. You can bring the left knee closer to the right. And then tuck your chin under. I'm gonna try not to yell into the microphone. So just breathe here. Good. Left hand comes down, separate your knees, push yourself up. Swing your legs around and come down onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest and just rock left and right on that outer bottom rim of your pelvis. That's where a lot of stickiness happens, especially if you sit a lot. You can collect a lot of stagnancy right in that area. Good. From here, allow your knees to fall to the left, stacked on top of each other. So keep them in close and just roll onto that left side. I'm gonna adjust. And stack your hands like alligator arms. Your head can be on a block or a pillow or the floor. And then on your inhale, peel your heart open. As you peel it open, your head looks up and your right arm reaches towards the right. On your exhale, bring the right arm back across your body. Good. Let's do 3 more like that. Inhale, peel it open. Exhale, close it off. And if you feel a lot of pulling in this right shoulder, this is your alternative. Reach the right arm up to noon and open up the heart. Exhale, bring it back to 3 o'clock. Good. Last one. Inhale. Whatever version feels good for you, do it. And let's take 3 breaths here. Focusing on the ribs opening and opening that chest. A lot of times when the chest is too closed off and pulling forward, we can develop back spasms in our back because then the back muscles are doing too much work to hold the front up. Go ahead, come back through center. And let's switch sides. So bring the knees in, roll onto your right side. Keep those knees as close in as you can without rounding your back. Arms stack, and on your inhale, open up to the left. Exhale, close it off. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, close it off. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, open it up. 3 breaths here. Good, and then roll back onto your right side, roll onto your back. Bring the knees into your chest, give yourself a hug again. And then one at a time, gently release your legs, allowing them to go straight. And then rest in Shavasana. Palms face up away from the body. Allowing the tongue to release from the roof of the mouth. Maybe you goalpost your arms to invite more space in. We'll only be here for about 5 more breaths. Begin to wiggle the fingers and toes, turning the head left and right. Place the left foot flat on the floor, followed by the right. On your inhale, reach the arms up and over. And on your exhale, bring the knees in and come on up to seated, where we began not so very long ago. Feel the way your shoulders are now on the back. Just checking in, maybe one at a time, rolling them. What do they sound like now? And then from here, hands come to heart center, lightly pressing the palms together. Feeling the openness in the front and the strength in the back. May you go forth with divine scapula until the rest of this week. Thank you for joining me on this Monday. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. If you have questions, please let me know and reach out. I do have I don't know if he's online or she.